everyone, I'm Yolanda. Welcome to Yolanda's Cakes. Today's tutorial will be part 2 of a 3-part tutorial that is going to be about building a 3-tier cake. Part 1 is already uploaded in the channel. You can look for it to start at the beginning. So let's start with part 2. This is my buttercream, which means that I've used 100% butter. As you can see, the consistency is not too soft, but rather firm. If you like a smoother consistency, you may add more milk, 1 teaspoon at a time. This buttercream looks yellowish. You can add white icing color to make it whiter. Also, when you use half butter and half vegetable shortening, it does not look as yellowish. I like it this way because it gives it a yellowish old-fashioned color. I'm using the Viva paper towel method to acquire sharp edges. First, I cover a cake circle the same size of the cake with wax paper. I place it on the cake, then I move on to cover the cake. After the cake has been covered with icing, smooth it out. Use either a vinyl ruler, a spatula, a bench scraper, etc. If you didn't put enough icing on your cake, go back and fill in the parts that are missing icing and smooth out again. Freeze 5 to 8 minutes. After the 8 minutes, dip a thin knife in warm water. Lift the cake circle off of the surface of the cake. Trim edges. Take a piece of the Viva paper towel and smooth sides with a fondant smoother. If the towel starts to absorb the grease, that means that your buttercream is too soft. Freeze again another 5 minutes and smooth out again. Now, to fasten the bottom cake to the cake drum, take some melted candy melts or royal icing and smooth it onto the cake drum. Place your cake on the cake drum. The melted candy melts will serve as glue between the cake drum and the cake circle on which the cake rests. For support, I'm using bubble straws. You may use wooden dowels as well if you wish. I'm placing bubble straws in this tier to support the second tier. Insert the bubble straws and wiggle it back and forth to mark with buttercream the height of the cake. Then cut just below the mark. Do this 4 or 5 times around the cake, being sure that the supports fall within the circumference of the cake that goes on top. Cover any holes with buttercream and then smooth out. The first thing that I'm going to do with this, which is going to be the support for the center of the cake, is to measure the height. Just make sure that the height of the support is taller than my cake, and it is. Then I'm going to sharpen one of the ends with either a pencil sharpener or a cutter. As you can see, I did that here. Now I'm going to insert my wooden dowel into my cake. So I'm going to find the very center of my cake. Very slowly. I feel that the wooden dowel is going through the layers and through the first and second board, all the way through. And now it has stopped. This means that it's now at the surface of the cake drum. You do not need a hammer to do this. You can do this as long as you go slowly. You can push the dowel through. And that is it. We have just inserted our wooden dowel into our cake. All we need to do now is just cover the holes with buttercream. And that's it. Okay, that's it. This cake will not go anywhere. It's well supported. Not going to be tumbling down. It's fastened to here, this to here. So, and that's it. Okay. Here I have an edge punch. I'm using it to cut gum paste lace ribbons. Thin out gum paste or pass a small piece through a pasta maker like the one I'm using here. I'm cutting my ribbons 1.5 inch wide. Slide ribbon through and press down. Once you press the first time, be sure to line up the last design with the design on the edge punch. Notice how I cut 2 ribbons and I lined them up with the design, and with the other one I didn't line it up. The result, 2 ribbons have continuous patterns, the other has a space between patterns. So I'm brushing some edible glue to the top and bottom sides of each tier to glue the pieces of ribbon onto the cake. Here is the finished product. I added these 3 giant flowers to the cake. You can learn how to make these type of flowers here in this channel of Yolanda's Cakes. Just look for the videos. To cover the base, I added a 1-inch fondant ribbon and a ribbon to the side of the base. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I will see you back here again soon. And remember, as much as it depends on you, keep the peace with everyone. God bless you.